So making the shift towards clean energy may make a good financial sense. The challenge is persuading developing nations to make that shift and helping them as well to move, take advantage of the potential they have in sun and wind to make that shift in their energy matrices without affecting their economies, which is their main concern at this stage. I found out how one developing nation, Peru, the host nation, is making inroads with clean energy. Wind. It's about as renewable as energy comes. And here on the Peruvian coast, 500 kilometers south of Lima, it hardly ever stops blowing. Spanish company Cobra is harvesting that energy at Peru's first wind farm with 11 turbines. Generating 32 megawatts per hour, it's enough to supply 30,000 households.
We don't consume petrol or gas. We don't use any depletable resource. Our raw material is the wind, which is inexhaustible, so we generate energy without creating any waste.
It's a tiny fraction of the energy supplied to Peru's national grid, but it's a start. Wind power already supplies a third of Spain's energy demands, and the company sees great potential in Peru.
Why here? The answer is obvious, as I'm almost being blown away. We've measured the wind here, and it blows at 10 meters per second for 4,400 hours a year.
It's also viewed by many as a safe investment, thanks to tax breaks for clean energy. New clean energy incentives for companies mean that investors are queuing up to get into the renewable energy business here in Latin America. This emerging market is giving a whole new value to barren, windy places like this. Energy demand in Latin America is expected to double in the next decade, and Peru is no exception. But with abundant hydroelectric power and ample gas fields, Peru is slow to embrace new sources of energy.
At the moment, renewable energy represents between 3.5% and 4% of the country's energy mix. Our idea is to increase this to 5% by the end of this decade.
As costs for clean energy alternatives come down, the World Wildlife Fund says the region has tremendous potential.
Renewable energy is not only good for environmental reasons, it's not only good because of climate change. Renewable energy is absolutely good because of the co-benefits. And when we're talking about energy security, we're not only talking about sufficiency of resources, because renewable energy empowers the nations to be self-sufficient.
At a time when reducing fossil fuels emissions has a new urgency, Latin America could become a world leader in clean energy.